Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me, and welcome to my recent watches. So here we go. You're going to see a bit of a continuity error because, as Anthea Turner said in Blue Peter, here's one I made earlier. Enjoy. So first up for the week, me and the wife decided that we was going to watch the Meet the Parents films again. I've seen this before, and it starts obviously with the Meet the Parents, I think, with Ben Stiller and Robert De Niro, and then we have Meet the Fuckers, and then Meet the Little Fuckers. I still think that the first film, Meet the Parents, is the best one in the out of the lot. As you usually find with a lot of things, the first film is better than the best. But I really do have a soft spot for the second one, because I think Barbra Streisand and Dustin Hoffman's character are great additions, and yeah, funny. They're very funny films. And then the last one, Meet the Little Fuckers. I have been very, I know, previously when I've spoken about these films, I've been basically said this rubbish, but I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it on rewatch, and yeah, it was funny. It is funny. Probably the weakest of the trilogy, but yeah, great trilogy of films. Definitely worth a watch. So my next watch is I think if you've seen my recent Pickles video, you've seen that I have gone a bit of a Colin Firth deep dive, and so I decided I'm going to watch one of the films I picked up, and it is Wings of Fame, starring Colin Firth and Peter O'Toole. This is an interesting film, a very bizarre story, I suppose, but interesting. It stars Peter O'Toole, who is a famous actor, and Colin Firth, who wrote this book, and Peter O'Toole decided that he was going to release a book, the same book that Colin Firth has written, and say that he'd wrote it. So in revenge, I suppose, Colin Firth kills Peter O'Toole's character, and they end up in after he's done that, Colin Firth's character has an accident, and so he dies also, and then they end up in what you could call, I suppose, a hotel for famous people where they go after they die, and whether you stop in this hotel depends on how famous you are with the people that are still living, how you are remembered. So if you are remembered really highly, and so for Peter O'Toole is a famous actor, so if people are watching his films and they're discussing his films, then he stops in the penthouse suite at the top. But if they start forgetting his films, then he would go and he'd live in like a grovel. So that's basically. I won't say any more of the story because I thought it was a bit of a slog to get into it. I really enjoyed the last hour or so of it, and Peter O'Toole and Colin Firth have some great chemistry. I'd say this is an okay film. So if you can find a cheap copy, get it and watch it. Or if you're doing like a deep dive into Colin Firth's filmography or Peter O'Toole's, definitely worth a watch. So that was Wings of Fame from 1990. So the next film that we decided to watch was the classic Pulp Fiction. I don't use the word like classic. This is great. I know some people don't think this is Quentin Tarantino's best, but it's definitely up there. I'd say for me, it's probably between Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and Inglourious Basterds. But I need to rewatch Inglourious Basterds, and I'll probably let you know what I think. So Pulp Fiction was released in 1994, obviously directed by Quentin Tarantino, his second film after Reservoir Dogs. And what a cast! This has got, I'll just read some off. John Travolta, obviously, Samuel Jackson, Uma Thurman, Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Amanda Plummer, Ving Rhames, Eric Stoltz, the original Marty McFly, Rosanna Arquette, and of course the unforgettable Christopher Walken. And obviously, it tells a story of an intertwining story, which is now famous with Tarantino, but out of chronological order to mobsters, basically, and yeah, it's a great film. It won one Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay for Quentin Tarantino, and it also won the Palme d'Or at Cannes in 1994. Just a bit of personal information. It was the first ever film soundtrack that I ever bought, and what a classic film soundtrack it is. I think it was the first soundtrack. Someone please comment below if not. It might not be, but it was definitely one of the first soundtracks that had the talking parts in between the tracks especially on the CD version. So you'd hear, the beginning bit with Tim Roth and Amanda Plummer when they're in the dining in the diner. You hear that little bit, the conversation at the beginning, and then the music would play on the CD. Fantastic. I've still got that, actually. Fantastic. So that was Pulp Fiction. So then I decided I was going to watch Little Miss Sunshine. I've got it on DVD. It's one of the DVDs that I'd taken out of its case and put it in a wallet. So I just thought I'd show the disc. Lovely artwork on the disc. So Little Miss Sunshine. I forgot how funny this film was. It's from 2006, and basically a family decide that they're going to travel across America to allow their daughter to participate in a beauty contest. And what a cast it's got! It's got see if I can remember Toni Collette. Greg Kinnear, who as an actor, I think he's underrated. Greg Kinnear, he's fantastic. From As Good as It Gets, with Jack Nicholson, and lots of other films. I think he's a fantastic actor. We've got Paul Dano in an early role, who obviously would go on to There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis. Steve Carell, who would go on to a lot of other films, is in this as well. Obviously, American Office. It also stars Alan Arkin, who, just a massive film actor. He won the Academy Award for this film as well, for Best Supporting Actor in 2007. And yeah, he plays the granddad in the film that is teaching Olive's character, the girl that wants to go to the beauty pageant, all the moves and things like that. And he's really, really funny in it. And it fully deserved his award win for me. So Little Miss Sunshine also introduced the world to Abigail Breslin, who was Oscar nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her role as the little girl that wants to go to the beauty pageant. And what a performance! Wow! If you've not seen this, it's I would say she's probably the lead in it, or definitely, one of the leads. It's an ensemble piece, but she definitely is the lead for me. Obviously, Abigail Breslin went on to star in numerous films. She went to star in Stillwater with Matt Damon in 2021, and obviously Maggie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is a really underrated film, I think. I don't know if that's like would that be classed as a zombie film, maybe. And that was in 2015. We also get an early role for Bryan Cranston, who would go on to wow the world as Walter White in Breaking Bad. So the cast is a very impressive cast. So my takeaway from Little Miss Sunshine is basically I won't be I'm not shy to say by the end I had a tear in my eye. Basically, don't be afraid to be who you are. Everyone, we're all individual, and we should be celebrated and not chastised for that. It should be a celebrated thing, we're all individual, and this is what I think this film takes away. But a fantastic film if you've not seen it, and please watch. So that was Little Miss Sunshine. So there are my recent watches. If you liked what you see, please comment down below. Tell me what you think of the films. Please like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.